Good morning everybody and welcome to the virtual wedding fair. Now that's a group of words I never thought I'd hear myself saying. It's my first time at a virtual fair. Normally I like to be out there in person, meeting people and getting to know them. So this all feels very strange, as I'm sure it does for any of you watching. If you're local, you'll probably know that Stoke-on-Trent is moving into Tier 3 following lockdown, so things are not likely to change for the better in the immediate future. But I have high hopes for next year. The offer I'm offering to people attending the fair today is that if you book for 2021 or 2 before the end of December, I will guarantee my fee at this year's prices. I currently charge £650 for weddings within a 30-mile radius of Stoke. Reserves the right to charge mileage if it's further afield, and I do travel quite a distance. May sound like a lot of money, but let me outline what you get for that, and hopefully you change your mind. So initially, if you're interested in using me as a celebrant, I'd arrange for an online meeting or telephone appointment to talk through what you want and to make sure that I'm what you want. I think choosing your celebrant is tremendously important, and I need to be right for you and vice versa. If you then decide to proceed, £100 reserves the date, and I'll arrange a further meeting. It could be in person if things change, and it's always nicer to meet face to face. And we'll explore what you want from your special day, what you want to include in the service, talk about poetry, music, the vows that you're going to make. And I normally follow this up with a series of questionnaires or exercise. So I really want to get a feel for you, your relationship, and what your wedding is going to look like. I then start to draft a script, and I will change it as many times as you want. So it will go back and forth between us until you are absolutely happy that it's the wedding day of your dreams. And your dreams will be as different as you are. It can be a serious ceremony, joyful, humorous. I've been sharing some poetry and readings on my YouTube channel recently, and some of the alternative vows and advice on marriage are out loud. But for some people, that's absolutely not what they want. The beauty of having a celebrant is there are no restrictions. So there is no prescribed format, no set wording, no limit on where you can have it or when you can have it. So if you want to do it by the River Trent at midnight by candlelight, then that's absolutely fine. I'm happy to deliver the sort of ceremony that you want. I'm actually a humanist celebrant. I don't start any of my waffle with that statement because it's only relevant to me, really. Very few of the ceremonies that I do for people are because they want a humanist ceremony. It's important to me, but vast majority of clients are just looking for something that's non-religious, but special, individual to them. I think there's often a misconception that because humanism is a different belief system and we don't believe in God, we believe in humanity, equality, kindness, compassion, all the things that makes this world a beautiful place to be in, that somehow our services will lack meaning. Well, being a humanist doesn't mean you lack spirituality. So most of my ceremonies are filled with poetry and symbolism and ritual, and I'm happy to incorporate whatever you want into your wedding. Most people still have a symbolic exchange of rings. It doesn't have to be rings, but you can also have a handfasting ceremony. You can jump over the broom. You can do lots of things involving mixing sand, mixing water, mixing colours to symbolise the coming together of the two of you. You can involve family, you can involve friends, you can have a little dance if you want to. I mean, it's totally open-ended. And that means I can create something different every time that is right for the people that I'm marrying. I'm choosing my words carefully because I'm actually very keen to do alternative weddings and same-sex weddings. You don't have to be a bride and groom. And I think often the language we use can exclude people without realising it. So I hope I'm not being overly PC, but I think it's important to talk about the people that we marry. And increasingly that doesn't have to be a man and a woman, although I'm always delighted to work with couples. I've been a Humanist celebrant now for nearly 3 years, and I do it because I absolutely love it. I think everybody should be able to celebrate their love their way, and just because you don't have a shared faith doesn't mean it can't be a wonderful, meaningful ceremony, and that's what I aim to create for you. I'm going to be around for most of the day to answer any questions you might have. This seems really peculiar, it's like I'm talking into a black hole, so I'm hoping there's actually somebody out there watching this and thinking, oh yeah, I might just get in touch and find out more about that. The other sort of wedding related things that I do are elopements, and again with the COVID restrictions, that's a thing increasingly that people are looking at. Have a big party afterwards, but actually just have a meaningful ceremony, just the two of you or immediate family and friends. I also love doing vow renewals, but because I'm creating ceremonies from scratch and writing them for the people I'm working with, there are no limits. So, you know, if people want to celebrate something meaningful, then I'm fairly sure I can write a celebration fit for the occasion. So I hope you'll give me a try. A lot of people aren't aware of the options out there. They think it's either a civil marriage or a church wedding. At the moment, humanist ceremonies aren't recognised in law, although there's a bill going through Parliament at the moment, so I'm hoping in the not too distant future I will be able to legally pronounce you married in the eyes of the law. But until then, what needs to happen is, if you want to be legally married, and people don't always want that, they just want to celebrate their love and make a public declaration, then you do need to go to the registry office. You don't have to have any sort of service there. It's just the two of you, 2 witnesses, signing the forms. Last time I checked, it costs about £70, and that's the legal stuff. As far as I'm concerned, what I do is the real marriage, the real wedding. Staffordshire uniquely has a combined service, so I am licensed to work with registrars. So if you wanted the 2 ceremonies to take place at the same time, the registrar would come in and do the business on the same day. But actually, I think it's fine to keep them separate. So I'm very aware I'm coming up to the end of my allocated time, and I don't want to go over it. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I have a website, YouTube site, LinkedIn site, on all the social media you care to throw a stick at. So do take a look, and I would love to hear from some of you. Bye for now.